Hey guys, so this is all about who can authorize a cremation in Louisiana. So a little bit off the beaten path, but it comes up a lot in our meetings where we're working with our law clients and putting estate legal plans in place. A lot of people volunteer that they want to be cremated. They've done things to, paperwork and pre-need things to get ready, for their demise, and they've authorized cremation. So, and then when somebody dies, if it's not handled in advance, then you have lots of survivors who can have conflicting opinions on, what should happen to the remains. So I'm hoping this can really sort through a lot of the, misconceptions out there, and talk you through it. So before I get into it, quick shout out for Tanya Angelo. I've got some paperwork she sent me. She's been kind enough over the last several weeks to share some of my estate planning content with her folks and her contacts, and she likewise does a lot of education on the pre-need planning for people who want to take care of their arrangements in advance. She does a good job. She does a lot of education. So thanks. She sent me a whole bunch of stuff that was real helpful in my research as I kind of prepared to have this discussion. So, and she actually works, I just dropped her card. She works in Metairie, Garden of Memories Funeral Home and Cemetery, Airline Drive in Metairie. So feel free to give her a shout for those of you who want to take that next step and have a serious discussion about getting things in order. So, but this is really just about who has the authority to designate it and how they do it. So I've got my laptop here with the actual Louisiana statute on who can be an authorizing agent for a cremation. There's a pecking order of 8 different people or groups of people who can really authorize a cremation. So let me go through that. Spend most of the time on the first couple because it usually doesn't get too far beyond that. So the first person that can authorize a cremation is you before you pass away. But there's a particular way you have to do it. So the statute says that if you have given specific directions in the form of a notarial testament or a written and notarized declaration providing for disposition of his remains by cremation. So it says you got to do it either in a notarial testament or a written and notarized declaration. It does say notarial testament. That's a will. And there's 2 kinds of wills in Louisiana. There's the notarial testament, which is typed up, has all the formality requirements. It's notarized. It's witnessed by 2 people. Louisiana also provides for a handwritten or olographic will, but our cremation statute doesn't say that you can make this designation in an olographic will. Got to go through the formal, got to go through the lawyer to get it done. And we've done a lot of this, a written and notarized declaration. So it doesn't have to be in your will. It can be in a separate document as long as that document says it must be notarized. Probably should be notarized and witnessed by 2 people, but statute just says notarized. Okay, so you have top priority to make that call, but you got to follow the formality requirements. I suspect anywhere you go to pre-plan this stuff, they're going to have the declarations that are necessary. In absence of a declaration or and directions in a notarial testament, the next person in the pecking order is, and we've done a lot of this, you can document who has the authority to control the disposition of your remains. So and we've done this where maybe mom says I have 4 children, or I have all these people, and they all disagree on how I should be handled when I pass away. I want to designate so and so to be the person who can make those decisions. So number 2 is the person designated to control the disposition by the decedent in the form of a notarial testament or a written and notarized declaration. So number 2 is whoever you designate in that formal notarial will or in the written and notarized declaration. In absence of your own declaration that you do, or in absence of a declaration where you appoint someone else, go to number 3, the surviving spouse. If there's no pending petition for divorce filed by either spouse prior to the death of the decedent spouse. So number 4, a majority of the surviving adult children of the decedent. That's probably where it starts to get sticky. Got 4 kids, 2 want this, 2 want that, can't get a majority, stress, yuck. And then after that, majority of the surviving adult grandchildren. After that, surviving parents. After that, majority of the surviving adult siblings. And then number 8 is kind of next of kin kind of thing. So there you have it. I will also state it's important to know that if you're darn sure that you don't want to be cremated, you can do some paperwork to prevent anyone from allowing you to be cremated. So says no person is allowed to serve as an authorizing agent when a decedent has left written instructions in a notarial testament or notarized declaration that he does not wish to be cremated. So if you're adamant about that, put it in your notarial testament or in your notarized declaration that you don't want to be cremated and you won't be. Now, I guess there's a little bit concern about putting that stuff in your will. Sometimes wills aren't even looked at until a week or two after somebody dies. Uh-oh, we didn't know they said this in their will. It could be a problem. So probably better to do it in this notarized declaration and make sure that the people who would be handling these things, have a copy of that. And that way they don't all have to have a copy of your will, which sometimes people want to keep somewhat private. So there you have it. Real important that you plan ahead, make your wishes known, do it the right way. Thanks to Tanya, I hope I'm saying that right, Tanya, Angelo, for giving me, she even sent me this planning portfolio, which really can be really helpful. It's so much more than just the funeral arrangements, but it's a way for you to document some of that really strong emotional legacy stuff. Your thoughts, your comments, your wishes, what you appreciate, kind of in a informal and a written form, so your survivors can really hold on to that. So again, thanks to her for providing that. Her number 504-833-3786. Okay, so there you have it. That's who can authorize a cremation. If that's something important to you, take some action, and hope this helps. If you've been through this before and you have some information that you can share with others who will be going through it, what I suggest is write a comment to this YouTube video, and other people will see it. They'll see your comment. Keep it positive, and but here's an area where you can really be of benefit to other families who may be going through this, and sharing experiences that you may have had. So want to try to encourage that kind of positive communication and education out there. All right, y'all have a great day.